Well, hi, everybody, and this is Gene Mortensen here at Griffith Gymnasium, and tonight it'll be my pleasure to bring you this opening round of the district tournament as the Hilltopper girls will go up against the Pojoaque Elkettes. And the Pojoaque Elkettes coached by John Salazar, the Los Alamos coached by Ray Romero. Pojoaque comes to this ball game with a record of 9 wins, 16 losses. They have not won they did not win a game in districts. The Hilltoppers won 2 games, both against Pojoaque, and Los Alamos is sitting at 12 and 13. So right now we are definitely having technical difficulties here tonight. We had a cable break on us, and so right now I'm going to try to broadcast something over the cell phone, so bear with me. I hope you can hear everything fine. So starting for Pojoaque, they will start Manisa Herrera. She's a 5'3" senior. Amaya Gonzalez, a 5'7" senior. Ray Velarde, a 5' senior. Annika Uriosti, a 5'8" junior, and number 30, Tony Awino, a 5'11" senior. For the Hilltoppers, they'll start the freshman, Sophia Trujillo, and Gigi Romero, a 5'8" freshman. Sophia, 5'4". Michelle Macias, a 5'10" junior. Kenya Macias, a 5'10" senior, and Carly Holland, a 5'6" junior. So Sophia Trujillo, the freshman, will start once again tonight. She started in the game last week, played a fantastic game, and so she gets the starting nod once again here tonight. And she will go to the point. Carly Holland usually is at the point, but Sophia's going to go to the point, and Carly will go to the 2-guard position, the shooting guard, which is actually what she is anyway. So Tony Aquino controls the tip and gets it over now to Anissa Herrera. Herrera and Tony, the 2 leading scorers for Pojoaque. Pass down in, trying to get it down low to Amaya Gonzalez, and that's going to go out of bounds. Full court press being put on now by Pojoaque. Get it to Sophia Trujillo. She's in a double team, and they just steal the ball away from her. Loose ball's on the floor and is picked up by Anissa Herrera. So Sophia, the only 5'4", got double teamed by a couple of the bigger girls, and they just ripped the ball out of her hands. Topper's almost able to pick it up. Now they get it down. They're going to get it down low now to Annika Uriosti, who had a whale of a second half in the last ball game against Los Alamos. And so the Hilltoppers quickly down the floor. Sophia Trujillo is going to bring it over to Gigi Romero. Romero back to Sophia. They lob it inside, out on top. Gigi Romero, 3-point shot. That's off, saved back in by Michelle Macias to Kenya Macias. First shot off, so that was an air ball from Gigi, which is very unusual. Bounce pass down the floor, picked off by Carly Holland. So Holland now will get it up the floor to Gigi. Gigi decided not to shoot another 3. So inside it comes now to Sophia Trujillo. She'll put up the 3. This is off. And so the rebound is going to come down to Anissa Herrera of Pojoaque. And so across the timeline, they come to Ray Velarde. Velarde gets it into Tony Awino. We're going to have a reach-in foul. That one's going to go to Sophia Trujillo. I don't know what Sophia's doing back there, 5'4". Sophia guarding the 5'11" Tony Awino. And Tony is a big girl. 3-point shot up, almost rims around and almost drops in, as they called that foul on Sophia. It was a common foul. And so that was her first. That's the first team foul. And right now we're going to have another foul on Los Alamos. And this is going to go to Carly Holland as battling for a loose ball. So that's the second team foul on Los Alamos. Sophia was 1 and Carly was 1. So common foul once again. They get it into Awino. Awino, a little turnaround jump shot in the lane. And the 5'11" senior starts things off. 2-0 lead for Pojoaque. Up the floor, they bring it to Kenya Macias. She'll hand it back to Sophia. Sophia will go to the top of the key. Still on the dribble. It's going to pass over to Carly Holland. So the 2 of them way out. So quite a ways out from the top of the key. Gigi Romero takes it down right down the middle of the lane. Tony Owino pulls down the rebound, and we're going to have another personal foul on Los Alamos. And this one's going to go to Michelle Macias. So that's going to be her first. That's the third team foul already on Los Alamos. A 2-0 ball game. 5:32 remaining here in the first period. Full court press by Los Alamos. Anissa Herrera will bring it up against Carly Holland. Comes across the timeline. So Carly gets Anissa gets a screen from Tony Owino, and now we're going to have a 3-second violation called on Pojoaque. Boy, you don't see that very often. You don't see very many 3-second violations anymore. So Sophia Trujillo once again in the corner, and they double team her. She gets the ball away, comes to Annika Uriosti. Annika's shot is off, and quickly up the floor comes Gigi Romero. Gets to Kenya Macias. She puts it up. Her shot is off. Rebound comes down to to Michelle Macias, and Michelle is fouled. And that personal foul is going to go to Annika Uriosti. That's her first team foul. And at the free throw line, we're going to have Michelle Macias. So Michelle at the free throw line shooting 2. She puts in the first. She'll shoot one more. It's right now. And she can tie up this ball game at 2-2 with 4:56 remaining in the first period. Second one rolls around, drops out. Rebound comes down to Tony Owino. Owino baseballs it down the floor, trying to get it to Marissa Martinez. And that was a problem they had in Pojoaque. Tony would baseball these down the floor, but she'd baseball them too far. Hilltoppers now they have a 2-on-1 right off the bat. And so Gigi Romero fakes the pass to the right, comes back to the left, lays it in with the left hand. 3-2 ball game right now. The Hilltoppers up by 1. So Anissa Herrera with it for Los Alamos. It's a Tony Owino. Owino's going to take it to the hole. And when she decides to take it to the hole, she takes it to the hole. She's 5'11", but boy, she is a big, stout girl and very strong. Tony Hilltoppers with a 3-on-1. They get it to Gigi Romero. Her shot blocked by Tony Owino. So Tony, the only girl back there, but she was able to break up the fast break. 4-3 ball game right now. Anissa Herrera. And Elisa puts up a left-handed running hook. Gigi Romero with it for the Hilltoppers. Picks up her dribble. Throws it. Gets into a double team. Tries to get out of the double team. Overthrows Elena Chavez. The ball comes underneath to Tony Owino. Her easy layup she didn't put it up hard enough. Just hung up there and then dropped down. The Hilltoppers with it. Carly Holland now will bring it up for Los Alamos. So they bring it in now to Michelle Macias, and she gets away with a walk. Now it comes over to Gigi Romero. She puts up the 3. This one's going to, bounces over the top of the backboard and gets stuck in all the wiring and cabling up there. So they have to get the ball down right now. So it's 3:15 to go here in this first period, and the Hilltoppers leading 4-3 as Tony Owino missed a wide open layup underneath. So here goes the referee trying to get the ball down. This will be interesting. So now they bring in they're going to bring one of the Pojoaque assistant coaches in, and he's now checking out the situation. That thing is stuck. They're never going to get it out. Unbelievable. Now they're going to shoot from the front. I don't think that's going to do any good. I think they should just leave it up there. Here comes the Los Alamos assistant coach. Okay, let's see if he's any better. There he goes. He got it. So Los Alamos assistant coach, the hero of the day. So we're ready to go once again after they have retrieved the game ball. Anissa Herrera brings it across the timeline, starts to go with the three, brings it inside to Annika Uriosti. Annika's little turnaround push shot, and Annika is fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. That's going to be the fourth team foul in Los Alamos, and that personal foul is going to go to Lena Chavez. So each girl, 4 girls with 1 foul each, and Annika Uriosti, who had a big half in here at Griffith Gymnasium the other night. She's going to shoot 2. So she's ready, and we have exactly 3 minutes remaining. This one's going to be short. Hits the front of the rim. Yeah, in that first game, Annika ended up with she ended up with 4 points, but in the last game she ended up with 11, and made all of those in the second half. Misses the second shot, but Pojoaque gets the rebound. Comes underneath Annika again. This time she does a little move in the lane and puts up a little short jumper, and she now has 2 points, and it's a 6-3 ball game. Well, they gave, so it's, oh yeah, it's 6-3 right now. Pojoaque on top here in this ball game. Comes to Carly Holland. Holland will bring it back to Sofia Trujillo in the corner to Abby Martinez. Boy, she wanted to shoot the 3. Carly Holland in the corner. She's double teamed, and she tries to bounce it off of Anissa Herrera, not able to. Anissa's able to grab it before it goes out of bounds. So that double team on Los Alamos, every time they get in the corner or in to get a delicate spot, they're getting double teamed and they can't get out of the double team. 6-3 lead now for Pojoaque. Tony Awino, little turnaround jumper, that's off. Rebound's going to come down to the Hilltoppers, out of bounds, off of Marissa Martinez of Pojoaque. Minute 51 to go here in the first quarter. 6-3 score. Pojoaque up on Los Alamos. Abby Martinez bringing the ball down the floor. She's going to take it all the way, and I think she's going to challenge Tony Awino. And so Tony's going to pick up the personal, trying to go for the block. So that's her first personal, second team foul. And that's going to put Abby Martinez on the free throw line for Los Alamos, and she's going to shoot 2. So Abby drops in the first. That makes it now a 6-4 ball game. Minute 44 to go here in this first period of play. And these teams always start off pretty slow. The first game, Pojoaque was up by 2 in Pojoaque, 8-6. And the next game, Los Alamos was up. They were up 8-6 after the first quarter. And then Los Alamos just exploded in his second quarter. Sofia Trujillo gets the screen from Lena Chavez over to Abby Martinez in the corner, picks up her dribble. In the corner they go again. They get it now inside to Emma Raven, has the ball knocked away from her from behind, but they're going to call a personal foul on Pojoaque, and that one I believe is, and that one's going to go to Maya Gonzalez, her first. That is the third team foul, common foul. Hilltoppers are inbound under their own basket. They bring it out all the way out on top to Abby Martinez. She puts a shot up. It's off. Rebound comes down to Sofia Trujillo. Trujillo now will go out near the half-court circle. They'll set up the offense. Lena Chavez starts to go to the basket, decides not to. Gets it over to Abby Martinez, who tries to get it to Sofia Trujillo and overthrows her. So Daylin Rodriguez will check in along with Alyssa Garcia. So right now we have Emma Raven, Daylin Rodriguez, and Abby Martinez, Sofia Trujillo, and Alyssa Garcia. Comes over now to Jasmine Valdez. Valdez trying to get it into Tony Awino, who gets triple teamed immediately. Rebound comes on a missed shot, comes down to Emma Raven. And now we're going to have she gets double teamed, and we're going to have a personal foul. So we're going to have a reach in And that one, I think, is going to go to Renisa Herrera. No, they're going to say Marissa Martinez. That's her first or fourth team. So right now, it's exactly the same, 4 girls on each team with 1 foul each. They bring it into Emma Raven. Raven will bring it up now to Alyssa Garcia. She runs into a double team in the backcourt, gets out of it, gets to Sophia Trujillo. Now over to Abby Martinez. Very aggressive defense now for Pojoaque. Daylin Rodriguez inside to Emma Raven. Raven can't do anything, and so she just gets it outside. Shot blocked by Abby Martinez. Shot it blocked. 3-point shot for Los Alamos by Daylin Rodriguez. Daylin Rodriguez. After Los Alamos couldn't get anything going inside, they pop it out. 5 seconds to go, and the ball passed down the floor. Right at half court, they were trying to pass it down. Time was running out. And boy, Abby Martinez, I mean, she just dove up in the air somehow. She blocked that shot. There's a 3-point shot from the half court line, which goes nowhere. So that'll end it here as Los Alamos, who was up 8-6 in the last ball game, up 7-6 in this ball game. So I hope you can hear me. I'm trying to do this over the cell phone. So at any rate, right now it's 7-6 as the Hilltoppers came up with the 2 field goals in that first period. One of those was a 3-pointer, and they were 2 or 4 from the free throw line. And for Pojoaque, they had 3 field goals, 2 by Tony Aquino, and 1 by Annika Uriosti. I wonder how it's doing. Yeah, okay. So anyway, it's 7-6 right now, and Pojoaque was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. We're about ready to go here to start the second period. In the last couple of ball games, it's been a big second period for Los Alamos. In the first game, they outscored Pojoaque 28-15. In the last game, they outscored them 13-0. Held Pojoaque to no points. So they bring it over and up to Carly Holland on the left wing, up to the top of the key. Starts to shoot the 3, gets it to Gigi Romero. Over to Sophia Trujillo, that pass by Sophia inside is knocked away. Sophia picks up the loose ball, gets it to Gigi Romero. Romero back out on top to Carly Holland. Now directing traffic. We'll get it to Gigi Romero just to the left of the key. Back to Carly. 3-point shot by Carly. Good. So they start things off with a 3-pointer from Carly Holland after good ball movement. Makes it now a 10-6 ball game. Anissa Herrera brings it up. Anissa and Tony Aquino, the 2 leading scorers for Pojoaque. Annika Uriosti got in the act in the second half of the last ball game. Anissa still on the dribble, gets it to Tony. Tony's going to take it to the hole. Her shot is off, and a putback by Annika Uriosti is off. Hilltoppers with the rebound, leading 10-6. Sophia Trujillo now will bring it over to Gigi Romero. Romero out on top, goes into the lane, puts the shot up. I mean, off the glass, and I mean off the glass. So it makes it 12-6. And Gigi picks up her 4th point. And a 30-second timeout now is taken by Pojoaque. So the Hilltoppers 5-0 run right now, and so both second quarters for Los Alamos in the previous 2 games have been all Los Alamos, and it's starting out that way. And so for the Los Alamos' sake, let's hope they can continue that trend. Loser, this ball game is done. The winner will move on to Espanola, or Espanola ended up in 3rd place. Taos was the eventual district champion. Moriarty came in 2nd. Everybody thought that Moriarty would be the district champion, but Taos has just been improving more and more and more as the season progresses. So full court press by Los Alamos. Full court girl-to-girl press. And so Anissa Herrera gets a screen from Tony Awino. Carly Holland on Anissa. Anissa inside is going to go to Annika Uriosti. She puts a shot up. It's off. Rebound comes down to Amaya Gonzalez. Amaya tries to put it back up, and she's fouled. And that foul is going to go to Sophia Trujillo, her second. And that's the 15th foul. So Amaya Gonzalez will go to the free throw line. Pojoaque right now 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And Amaya right now will shoot 2. This one hits the front of the rim. Exactly the same thing that Tony Awino did when she shot hers. 12-6 right now. So at the Amaya Gonzalez still at the free throw line. This one's going to bounce around and come out. Michelle Macias gets the rebound. Carly Holland quickly up the floor for Los Alamos. And now she pulls up. So the Hilltoppers now work against the zone. The Pojoaque zone comes over to Carly Holland. Holland thought about the three, decided to get it to Gigi Romero. Back to Carly. Now she's going to put up the three. This is good. And Carly Holland, boy, she's found her spot. And that's her second three-pointer. And that makes it now 15-6 in favor of Los Alamos. Or 6. Let's see, is it? Let's see, they said, okay, 16-6. 3, 5, 7. Ball comes inside at Tony Awino. He puts it up. Ball's on the floor. Scramble for it. Picked up by Caitlin Velarde. Velarde will get it up now to Carly Holland. So the Hilltoppers up. Well, it says 16-6. I have 15-6. So I'm not sure. Michelle Macias wide open under the basket. Puts it up too short. Hits the front of the rim. Long pass down the floor. Carly Holland saves it back in for Los Alamos. And to Caitlin Velarde, back to Carly. Carly will dribble out near the half-court circle, brings it to Caitlin. Velarde in the corner to Michelle Macias. Now they get it to Carly. She's immediately double-teamed. Gets out of the double team. Dribbles inside the three-point line and just puts up a little short jumper from about 15 feet out. And so Carly, right now with 8 points in the ball game, now they changed the score to 15. Now they change it to 17, of course. But they had put up 16, and now it's 17-6. So with 3.5 minutes gone in this second quarter, Pojoaque has not scored. That's the same thing that happened to them the last time they played here last Friday night. They went, Hilltoppers won that one. Let's see, it was 13-0, winning that second quarter. So right now it's another 30-second timeout taken by Pojoaque. So they've got 3 full left. Now, Ray Romero has not yet taken a timeout. Full court press by Los Alamos once again. And so right now, it's almost a girl-to-girl press, but they're looking to double team. Ball still in the backcourt with Ray Velarde. She finally gets it to Anissa Velarde. They get it to Tony Awino. Awino puts a shot up. It rolls around and comes off. Michelle Macias going for the rebound, loses it out of bounds. And now into the ball game for Los Alamos comes Tara McDonald and also Emma Raven. So 2 big girls in for Los Alamos. So Ray Romero going for size under the basket. And Pojoaque having a lot of trouble getting it in. They finally get it into Awino. She just backs up. She just backs in against Emma Raven. And then a little turnaround jumper. She has 6 points. So she has 6 of the 8 points. Ball is stolen away by Anissa Herrera. And Anissa puts it in for 2. And then suddenly it's a 17-10 ball game. 2 quick baskets by Pojoaque. So Ray Romero jumps up and says that he wants a 30. So he takes the 30 in that the first ball game, which was played back on February 1st. Los Alamos put 9 players in the scoring column, and they really spread it around. But Carly Holland had 14. Nobody else was in double figures. But Abby Martinez and Gigi Romero each had 7, and Emma Raven had 7. But they just had really balanced scoring with Carly leading. And then in the game they just played last Friday night, Carly Holland had 10, and Sophia Trujillo, who got the start, she had 11. And so once again, Pojoaque steals it away on the press, and they get it into Marissa Martinez. Martinez lays it in for 2. So 6 quick points for Pojoaque, and just being very, very aggressive against Los Alamos. Gigi Romero right down the middle of the lane puts it up. Shot is going to go. The rebound is going to go off of Pojoaque. We have 3.5 minutes to go. It's 17-12. The Hilltoppers are up 17-6, had an 11-point lead. And then Pojoaque is chopped into that with a 6-0 run. Comes out of Gigi Romero. Romero, top of the key. Pass in the corner, goes to the corner and goes to Abby Martinez. Abby, who's set up inside the 3-point line. So she puts in a little 15-foot set shot, and that gives her 3 points in the ball game. So Pojoaque trying to get the ball into the corner, and they were trying to get it to Marissa Martinez, overthrow her, full court press by Pojoaque, comes inside to Tara McDonald. McDonald coming down the floor in a hurry and running into her from behind. She pulled up, and then they were trying to set up a double team. So coming over on one side was Annika Uriosti. Marissa Martinez was going to set it up on the other side. Tara just suddenly stopped, and Marissa crises into her for her second personal foul. And that is the 15th foul on Pojoaque. And now we're having some kind of an equipment malfunction down there on the floor. They fixed that. Tuck in your shirts, ladies. So once again, they get it to Abby Martinez, exact same spot. Exactly. A little 15-foot set shot right on the baseline. The Hilltoppers go back up 21-12. And now Pojoaque throws it away again. But they're going to say Los Alamos tipped it. So Los Alamos must have stuck a hand up or something, because that ball was heading for the wall no matter what. So they'll get it now inside. Now it comes to Jasmine Valdez. Valdez brings it out on top. They get it to Tony Owino. Owino's going to trying to go for the turnaround. And so the ball bounces right back to Tony. Tony puts it in for 2. She now has 8 points. Kenya Macias brings it up. It's a 21-14 ball game, 7-point lead, 2.5 minutes to go here in the half. Gigi Romero picks up her dribble, and suddenly she turned around in the lane in the free throw circle, and suddenly she saw nobody was guarding her, so she put up a little 15-footer with rims around, comes off to Wino. Tony just heaves it down the floor. Now they get it back to Tony. She gets away with a walk. Jasmine Valdez is going to take it in, put it up. This is off. Rebound comes down to Annika Uriosti. Uriosti's shot is blocked, and then the Hilltoppers, Emma Raven comes up with the loose ball. Carly Holland now gets the screen, and in the corner goes to Abby Martinez. She puts up the 3. This is off. Rebound comes down to Annika Uriosti. Uriosti will get it to Jasmine Valdez, and Abby Martinez is going to get called for flagging the train. Boy, I mean, she just stuck that arm out there and flagging the old train, and boys, and they got her. So that is going to be, let's see, that's Abby's first personal. That is the 16th foul in Los Alamos. 21-14, 7-point lead. for Los Alamos. Going down the lane and then she was going to shoot a scoop shot as she came down the left side of the lane, and they're going to call Carly Holland for her second personal. That's the 7th team foul, but it's a shooting foul. And at the free throw line is Marissa Martinez. There's 2 points in the ball game. Misses the first. She'll shoot one more. 7-point lead for Los Alamos right now with 1:24 to go. Second shot by Marissa is good. Makes it a 6-point ball game. Carly Holland quickly up the floor for Los Alamos with 1:15 to go here in the first half. Comes to Carly Holland. Holland picks up her dribble. She had a wide open Caitlin Bollardi. 3-point shot by Los Alamos. Whoa. And Abby Martinez. Boy, from the top of the key, she cans the three. Makes it a 9-point lead now for the Hilltoppers. Anissa Herrera working against Abby. She'll come to bring it over to Jasmine Valdez. Valdez is going to lob it into Tony Awino. And overthrows her. Tony saves it back in right to one of the Hilltoppers. Abby Martinez starts to bring it up for Los Alamos. Across the timeline to Caitlin Bollardi. And then getting a screen. 3-point shot by Carly is good as she got a beautiful screen from Kenya Macias. And Carly puts it in for her third 3-pointer of this quarter. 12-point lead. And so now the pass over into the corner. Boy, and they're trying to get a pass over in the corner to Annika Uriosti. And boy, I mean, high in the air that time for Los Alamos was Abby Martinez, as she got a finger on it. As she literally dove for it. Comes crashing to the floor. 12-point lead for Los Alamos, 27-15. They get it in to Aquino. Aquino's shot is off. And the ball comes down to Caitlin Bollardi. Bollardi tried to outlet it over to Abby Martinez. That is picked off by Marissa Martinez. She gets the ball right now to Amaya Gonzalez. And Amaya is going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2. And she was there earlier in the quarter. Shot 2. There's 7 seconds to go here in this. And so Amaya's first shot bounces around, comes off. And so Amaya will shoot one more. 7 seconds remaining here in the first half. Hilltoppers up by 12. Amaya's second shot, this one's also off. Rebound comes down to Kenya Macias. And so that is gonna do it. So that'll end this first half. The Hilltoppers up 27-15 as the Hilltoppers came up with 20 points in that second quarter. And Pojoaque coming up with 9. So it's a 20-point quarter for Los Alamos. And like I say, let's see, 9 points. Sorry about that. So this is Gene Mortensen. I'm going to take a break. We've got a technical problem here. So I'm going to take a break for the intermission for the first half. So stick around. We'll be back for second half.
Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
Hi, I'm Troy Hughes with Los Alamos Fire Department, reminding you that fall's upon us and winter's soon coming, so we'll start using our appliances more, like our furnace, our fireplaces. Make sure you get those appliances checked by a certified technician especially the fireplaces. Make sure you've got a good chimney sweep, get that thing good and clean and ready to burn, and make sure you have a good working CO detector and smoke alarm in your home if you're going to use those appliances.
Well, okay, everything seems to be going okay from this end and also from the other end. So right now the Hilltoppers are leading in this ball game 27 to 15, and we just got a score from Pojoaque, from Moriarty, with Pojoaque doubling the score on Moriarty, but I'm a little confused because let's see, not the boys or the girls? That must be the boys because that is the boys. At first they told me it was a girls' game, and I said it can't be a girls' game. But Moriarty didn't come in fourth, so it's actually it was Moriarty and Pojoaque boys winning that ball game easily. So that would mean that the Hilltoppers on tomorrow night would most likely entertain Pojoaque here once again. So at first they said it was a girls' game. I couldn't believe that. Now Moriarty wasn't supposed to be playing, but anyway, it's a girls' game, and Pojoaque up like 33-15. So that means if Los Alamos, they will be playing Los Alamos tomorrow. Hilltoppers have a bye into that ball game tomorrow night. So tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, it's going to be the Pojoaque boys back here again. They were here on Saturday. The girls came on Friday. The boys came on Saturday. Los Alamos won both of those contests. And right now, Los Alamos leads by 12 in this particular contest. And let's see. So for right now, the Anissa Herrera has 2 points. She's followed by Marissa Martinez with 3. Amaya Gonzalez has missed 4 free throws. Annika Yarosti has 2. And Tony Owino has 8 points for the Elkettes and for their 15. So 4 players scoring their 15, and they've come up with 7 field goals. And right now they were 0 for 2. So now they're 1 for 8. They have no 3-pointers in the ball game. And let's see, and they're 1 for 8 for the first half from the free throw line, and 7 field goals, and like I say, no 3-pointers. And so for Los Alamos, the leading scorer, Abby Martinez, who had a couple of nice shots on the baseline, beautiful shots, little set shots, 2 of them back to back from the exact same spot. She has 8 points in the ball game so far, and she's followed by Gigi Romero with 4. Daylin Rodriguez came into the ball game and was canned a really nice 3. Michelle Macias is 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and Carly Holland's been red hot from outside as she now has 11 points in the contest, and 3 3-pointers for Carly. The Hilltoppers lighting it up from the 3-point line. They have 5 3-pointers in this first half. They had 1 in the first quarter, and so right now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 field goals, and 4 of those are 3-pointers. And they did not. And they did not shoot a free throw in that first quarter. So they ended up with 10 field goals, and 5 of those were 3-pointers. And then they were 2 of 4 from the free throw line for their 27 points, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 girls getting into the scoring column for the Hilltoppers. The Hilltoppers had 7 team fouls called on them, and there were 5 team fouls called on Pojoaque. So we're coming down now to about a minute to go. I want to thank Carol Clark and the Daily Post for making all this possible, coming to our rescue when we unfortunate demise of KRSN. So Carol Clark, and they got together with John McHale and Nate Limback, and they set all this up. And we have a couple of very nice sponsors, Los Alamos Fire Department and the Los Alamos Police Department. And they are honored to be entrusted with the safety and welfare of this community. They're dedicated and proud. They provide exceptional services for the preservation of life, the environment, and the property. Los Alamos Fire Department and the Los Alamos Police Department. Hope you had a very nice President's Day weekend, everybody. So we're going to thank the police and the fire department for their support of Los Alamos High School athletics, as also the support of Daily Post, their support of Los Alamos High School athletics. And we're ready to go here in the second half. And Pojoaque will inbound it. So they inbound it, they bring it to Anissa Herrera. Herrera on the dribble, going to bring it over to the right, to the left wing to Ray Velarde. Underneath Owino, ball is tapped away from Owino, but she's able to grab it back and go back up. And that personal foul is going to go to Gigi Romero. That'll be Gigi's first. That's the first team foul of this half. And so Owino will go back to the free throw line. So this is her first trip. Yeah, this is her first trip to the line, I think. And she misses the first. Yes, it is her first trip to the line. Misses the first. And drops in the second. Makes it 27-16. Full court press. Up the floor comes to Carly Holland. Hilltoppers with numbers. Carly just going to take it all the way. Puts it up to Didn't put it up hard enough off the glass. Loose ball picked up by Gigi Romero. Romero will get it over to Carly Holland. Wide open for the three. She cans it. Wide open for the three-pointer, and she bombs it. The fourth three-pointer of this ball game by Carly Holland. 14-point lead for Los Alamos, 30-16. Carly Holland on Anissa Herrera, who brings it across the timeline. Anissa's just going to take it all the way, puts it up, comes off the front of the rim. Two Hilltopper girls going for the rebound. Neither one of them can grab it, and it comes off their fingertips out of bounds. 7:05 remaining. Tony Aquino had headed down the floor, so they have to wait for her to get back. They get it to Tony. They bring it over into the corner to Anissa Herrera. And a three-point shot by Anissa Herrera from the left corner. And she now has 5 points. Hilltoppers bringing it against to Sophia Torrio, the freshman coming up. Picks up her dribble. Is going to take it back out now at the top of the key. Gets it over to Gigi Romero. Romero back to Sophia. Sophia tries to lob it in to Kenya Macias, overthrows her. So out of bounds off the Hilltoppers. The Pojoaque will throw it in under the Hilltopper basket. Full court press by Los Alamos right now. And almost a token press. Carly Holland working on Anissa Herrera. Anissa comes across, stops at the top of the key. Brings it over now to Amaya Gonzalez. Amaya back to Anissa. They're going to lob it into Tony Aquino. Aquino is double teamed, puts the shot up and in. Little turnaround jumper by Tony Aquino. She now has 11 points in the ballgame. Full court press. Gigi Romero down the floor for Los Alamos. She's going to dish it off at the last minute to Michelle Macias. I thought she was going to take it all the way. Sophia Trujillo brings it to Carly Holland. Back to Sophia. And we're going to have Amaya Gonzalez reaches in, steals, knocks the ball loose to Sophia Trujillo. She tries to scoop it up and get it over to Gigi Romero. Throws it too wide out of bounds. 30-21, a 9-point lead. The Hilltoppers were up at one point at 30-17. But right now it's all Pojoaque. They get it inside and pass inside from Tony Aquino. And a shot is missed by Annika Uriosti. Hilltoppers lose it out of bounds, so Anissa Herrera will inbound it. Sophia Trujillo checks out of the ball game. Over now to Anissa Herrera. Three-point shot hits the side of the backboard. Ball's on the floor, picked up by Michelle Macias. And Carly Holland will bring it up. Anissa Herrera starts to put pressure, then she decides to back off. Carly gets the screen from Kenya Macias. Abby Martinez, three-point shot. That's short. Rebound comes right back to Abby. Abby gets it to Kenya Macias, back to Abby. Abby puts up the three. Rebound comes right down to Gigi Romero. Nobody rebounding for Pojoaque. And then Michelle Macias standing there. The ball just about drops off the rim right to Michelle off the missed shot by Gigi Romero. And she drops it in. So the shot taken by Pojoaque is off, and rebound right on the baseline. Michelle Macias trying to get a hold of it. Can't get a hold of it. Loses it out of bounds. We're going to have a timeout taken. And this one is going to be taken, full timeout, going to be taken by Pojoaque. So they're down to two timeouts. And so the Hilltoppers with three full timeouts and a 30. Pojoaque with two fulls. 11-point lead for Los Alamos, 32-21. Here, the winner of this ball game will, advance to play. Let's see, of this ball game. Let's see, and that would be. Let's see, tomorrow night the Hilltopper girls would travel to Espanola. That's right. I'm trying to remember who came in third. You got the boys, you got the girls, but yeah, Pojoaque girls came in third. So they have a bye into the quarterfinal game, and that's tomorrow night in Espanola. And the boys have a bye into the quarterfinal game, which means that they will play tomorrow night. And it certainly looks like Pojoaque after the halftime score of 33-15. So the ball lost out of bounds by Los Alamos after the shot by Pojoaque. So Pojoaque will inbound it. Anissa Herrera trying to get it into Tony Aquino. She does. Aquino tries to go up. She does go up. And finally, with a little half hook shot, Tony Aquino drops it in. She now has 13 points in the ball game. Hilltoppers having a lot of trouble. Gigi Romero and the crowd. You might have heard the crowd. I don't know, but Abby Martinez got away with a major walk. 3-point shot put up by Carly Holland. And we're going to have a personal foul. That's going to go against Los Alamos. And that's going to go against looks like Tara McDonald. Let's see. Yeah, that goes against Tara. That's her first. That's the second team foul of this half. So they'll inbound it under the Hilltopper basket. Anissa Herrera bring it up, working against Abby Martinez. Abby all over her. Pass it off to Tony Aquino standing at the top of the key. Pass comes inside. They're going to call Gigi Romero for going over the back of Annika Uriosti. That's going to be Gigi's second personal and a third team foul. Hilltoppers piled up 4 quick team fouls in the first quarter. Now they're doing the same thing here in the third, but then Pojoaque ended up catching up with them. They get it to Aquino. She's going to back in. She's going to get it to a cutting Amaya Gonzalez. So cutting by Amaya Gonzalez, and she just lays it in for her first 2 points of the ball game. And now it's a 7-point ball game. And the Hilltoppers end up throwing it away. Picked off by Anissa Herrera. She goes down, puts it up, misses. Rebound comes down to Pojoaque. And let's see, we're going to have a jump ball, a held ball, and that will go to Los Alamos. And so now Ray Romero wants a 30-second timeout. So he's down to 3 full at this point. 3:29 remaining here. It remains here in this third quarter. Hilltoppers up by 7. They were up by 12 at the end of the half. They extended that to 15. It was, the score. No, let's see. It was, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. It was 30-17. But right now, it's 32-25. 7-point lead for Los Alamos. And Pojoaque's really trying to mount a comeback here against the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers have beat them twice in a regular season. So these two teams are pretty familiar with each other. And their last ball game was just Friday night here at Griffith Gymnasium. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it under the Pojoaque basket, full court press. They bring it inside to Kenya Macias. Macias up to Gigi Romero. Romero pulls up at the top of the key. Still on the dribble. 3:15 to go. Kenya Macias going to hand it to Abby Martinez. Abby's shot blocked by Anissa Herrera. Tony Aquino, long pass down the floor to Herrera. And she's fouled deliberately by Abby Martinez. So Abby will pick up the personal. That's going to be her second. And that is the 4th team foul on Los Alamos, but that's shooting foul, putting Anissa Herrera on the free throw line. She's going to shoot 2, has 5 points in the ball game. And she can cut this to a 5-point ball game as the Hilltoppers have really slowed down here in this third quarter. Anissa Herrera's first shot is off. And so Sophia Trujillo comes in the ball game replacing Abby Martinez. So in the ball game right now, we have Emma Raven, Kenya Macias, Carly Holland, Gigi Romero, and Sophia Trujillo. They get it inside to Sophia. Sophia has the ball stolen away. The ball's on the floor. Tony Aquino, they get it over to Anissa Herrera. Aquino was laying on the floor. They get it now to Tony. She just bangs her way in and nothing called. I mean, she just put her shoulder right into Emma Raven, just knocked her back. nothing called. Then she gets her own rebound. And then when Emma tries to block it, the shot, she gets called for the foul after getting clobbered. I mean, that was just as deliberate a shoulder as you can get. Tony Aquino at the free throw line. And she's going to shoot 2, puts in the first. So right now she has 14 points in the ball game, make it 15. And we're down to a 4-point ball game. Inside it comes to Emma Raven, up to Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo coming down the right side lane. Inside it comes to Kenya Macias. Macias goes up with a shot. She's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. And so that's going to go to Anika Uriosi. That's only her second. And that's only the first team foul of this half on Pojoaque with 2:45 to go. And Kenya Macias at the free throw line for Los Alamos. Puts the first shot up. That one is off. So Kenya's first free throw goes awry. So shoot one more. 2:45 to go here in this first period, or third period. I mean, we have a lane violation against Pojoaque. So Kenya misses the shot, but she'll get one more. So they had one of the Pojoaque girls step into the lane before she shot. This one she puts up and in. So they gave her 3 tries, and so she made one of them. 5-point lead right now. Anissa Herrera brings it across the timeline, throws it away. So Hilltoppers will inbound it right in front of the Pojoaque bench. We have 2:39 remaining in the quarter, and so Annika Sophia Trujillo brings it up to Emma Raven. Raven gets it back to Sophia. Sophia, Anissa Herrera on him. Sophia takes it to the hole, puts it in, hits the floor. Nothing called, but Sophia, nice move to the basket. Makes it now a 7-point ball game once again. 35-28. Across it comes to Jasmine Valdez. Tony Aquino underneath. And they actually set the thing up. And the Hilltoppers came down. They had Tony Aquino, and she had 2 girls wide open under the basket. Nobody backed her for Los Alamos. So the Gigi Romero brings it down for Los Alamos, puts it up. Emma Raven gets the rebound and puts it back in. And I didn't see who made that other free throw, that other basket for Pojoaque. So not sure at this point. 37-30, 3-point shot from way out. Emma Raven with the rebound. That was Anissa Herrera. We have 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. A 7-point lead for Los Alamos. And a 3-point shot. Whoa! Sophia Trujillo dribbles over to the left of the key. Just suddenly picks up her dribble and fires. And she picks up her 5th point, and it goes back to a 10-point lead. Shot taken by Pojoaque. Rebound comes down to Carly Holland, who is checked back into the ballgame for Los Alamos. Carly will bring it across the timeline. She'll go to the point. Starts to put up the 3, gets it over to Gigi Romero. She puts up the 3. This is off. Rebound comes down to Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo is banged pretty hard. Yes, the officials are calling them really tight on Los Alamos, and they're just letting Pojoaque just bang whoever they want to bang. 45 seconds to go, and I think Ray Romero now is saying, let's go for 1. Sophia Trujillo, Jasmine Bowe, she gets into double team, and Arnisa Herrera out, 2-on-1 fast break. Kenya Macias back there with the stuff. Boy, rejection city. And then Kenya gets away with a major walk. But rejection city for Kenya Macias as she got back there on defense. Ball comes in the corner now to Sophia Trujillo. Out to Gigi. 15-footer by Gigi. That's good. So dribbled up to the free throw line and popped it in. So the Hilltoppers pouring it on here at the end of this quarter. Anissa Herrera trying to get her dribble around. Gigi Romero steps on the sideline. 2.3 seconds to go, and the Hilltoppers, who had Pojoaque, who had closed this to 4, suddenly find themselves down by 12. 2.3 seconds remain. Gigi's going to bring it in. Sophia just fires from the top of the key. So that will do it. So the Hilltoppers come clawing back after seeing their lead cut to 4. They were up by 12 at the end of the third quarter. They're up by 12 right now as both teams scored 15 points, and 42-30 right now. 15 points each, but Pojoaque came on strong, closed it to 4, and then Los Alamos finished strong. I mean, very strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 field goals for Pojoaque, and one of those a three-pointer. That's their first. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5, 11. Oh, okay. Anyway, so I'm missing a point here somewhere, but anyway, it's and let's see, Pojoaque was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They were 3 for 6 from the free throw line. So the Hilltoppers, they shot 1 free throw, and they were 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 field goals, and 2 of those were three-pointers. So anyway, it's a 12-point ball game right now, 42-30. Sophia Trujillo has 5 points for Los Alamos, 8 for Abby Martinez, and Carly Holland with 14 in his first 3 quarters. So Pojoaque will inbound it to start the fourth quarter. 12-point lead for Los Alamos. Marissa Martinez dribbling against Sophia Trujillo. Still on the dribbles. Well, that should be double dribbles. She lost the ball, picked it back up, but they didn't call it. And she dropped it again. So Sophia Trujillo with it. Brings it to Emma Raven. Raven tries to get it over to Carly Holland. Holland decided to break to the basket, so it was just heading to the bleachers and then trying to get out there and intercept it. Was Anissa Herrera, couldn't get her hand on it, and so it all goes back to Los Alamos. Sophia Trujillo gets a screen from Kenya Macias out to Emma Raven. Raven gets it to Carly. Ray Romero, boy, really hollering out instructions right now. Carly's going to take it down to the baseline, gets it to Gigi Romero. Gigi, the sophomore, the freshman, is going to hand it over to Sophia, the freshman. And the Hilltoppers now looks like they're trying to run clock, which is not a good idea at this point with 7 minutes to go, but they started that little weave. And so Abby Martinez is going to check back into the ball game. And are they going to let her in or not? And she's going to replace Emma Raven. So we have Emma Raven and so Kenya Macias, Carly Holland, Gigi Romero, and Sophia Trujillo. They bring it inside to Carly. Carly dribbles out of the double team, comes out to the half court circle. Picked up there by Amaya Gonzalez. Picks up her dribble right at the top of the key. Gets it to Gigi Romero. Anissa Herrera banging away on Gigi. Nothing called. And so finally, they do call a blocking foul now. So that's a pretty ticky-tack foul, but boy, clobber him away, and you can do anything. So right now, let's see. That's only going to be the second personal on Pojoaque. That could come back to haunt them if Los Alamos maintains its lead and then decides to try to take the air out of the ball. Because to get it up to a 1-and-1, they still need 5 more fouls. 6:50 to go. Hilltoppers are going to inbound it to Carly Holland. Carly over to Gigi Romero. Wide open 3 for Gigi. Shot is off. Rebound's going to come down. We have a held ball, and I believe that'll go to Los Alamos. Yes. So coming down with the ball that time was Gigi Romero. Gigi Romero and Danielle Romero, and neither one of them was going to let go. And they both ended up hitting the floor. Comes to the corner to Carly Holland. 3-point shot, rims around and comes out. And boy, Kenya Macias taps it back out over to Carly Holland. Down the floor they come. Shot blocked by Gigi Romero. And the ball comes down. And the loose ball comes to Kaylee Martinez. My God, she walked all over the place. Nothing called. Unbelievable. They bring it to Tony Awino. She puts a shot up. Rebound is going to be pulled down right now by Kenya Macias. Kenya doing a great job underneath and on defense. Sophia Trujillo comes across the timeline and gets it over to Carly Holland. Skip pass across to Gigi Romero. Romero now puts the ball on her hip. And I hope they're not trying to run clock now, because that's very dangerous with 6 minutes to go. But that's exactly what Hilltoppers are going to do. And that can be disaster. So right now, Sophia Trujillo, the Hilltoppers, and are going to bounce it to Carly Holland. Holland on the dribble. She's going to take it to the hole. Puts it up and in. Everybody chasing a girl. They're playing a girl-to-girl defense. Everybody chasing a girl, and the one is on Carly. Tried to steal the ball away, and as she did so, she went around to the other side of Carly. So Carly turned around, and she had nothing but wide open floor. So she just took it to the hole. 16 points now for Carly. It's a 14-point lead, 44-30, with 5:17 to go, and the Hilltoppers will inbound it under the Pojoaque basket, full court press. So right now it's a trapping press. They're just sending girls everywhere, so trying to double team. They get it now to Abby Martinez. Abby brings it across the timeline to Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo will get it over to to Lena Chavez. Chavez decided to do a couple of moonwalks. She got away with the first moonwalk, and then they called her on the second one. Under 5 minutes to go. 14-point lead for Los Alamos. Out on top it comes. Now to Danielle Romero. Romero having a lot of trouble with it. Gets to Tony Aquino. Aquino just going to power her way into the basket. Misses, gets her own rebound. This time she's fouled. And the Hilltoppers should have gotten that rebound. There's no way Tony should have gotten that, should have been in position to get that rebound. So that personal foul is going to go now to Lena Chavez, her second. And that is the 16th foul on Los Alamos. And Tony Awino at the free throw line. So drops in the first. Let's see if Tony has, we have 12, 13, 14. That's her 16th point of the ball game. And she'll shoot one more, and we have a couple of substitutions as they bring out Kenya Macias and Lena Chavez. And Tony Awino will shoot one more. This one is going to be good. 17 points right now for the 5'11 senior. Gigi Romero bringing it up for Los Alamos, bounces it up to Alyssa Garcia, out to Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo on the dribble, pulls back up to the freshman, running the point right now for Los Alamos. Comes to Alyssa Garcia. She bounces it over to Carly Holland, back to Gigi Romero. So the Hilltoppers now just working it around, and we're going to have Anissa Herrera trying to steal the ball. That's her second, but that is the 13th foul only. Tony Awino will check out of the ball game. I don't understand that. I guess they're trying to get smaller girls in there, smaller and quicker. And so we're going to have a reach-in foul, and this one is going to go to Kaylee Martinez. That's going to be her second as she reached in and knocked the ball out of bounds. Now we're going to have a full timeout taken by Ray Romero. So he now has 2 left. And Pojoaque has 3 left. Actually, they should have Yeah, both teams have two left. Anyway, I don't know if it's going to be a factor or not. 12-point lead for Los Alamos here in this ball game. The Hilltoppers played Pojoaque during the regular season on February 1st. Won that ball game 59-38. Held them scoreless in the third quarter, and then this Friday they played here, and Los Alamos won that one 43-32, and they held Pojoaque scoreless in the second quarter. So the quarters ended at the first game it was 8-6 Pojoaque. The second game it was 8-6 Los Alamos, and this evening it turned out it was 7-6 Los Alamos at the end of the first quarter. And then both teams came on pretty strong in the second quarter, but Los Alamos outscored Pojoaque 27-15. But then Pojoaque mounted a comeback in the third quarter, but the Hilltoppers were able to withstand it, and then they were down. Lloyd lead was down to 4. Hilltoppers stretched it back to 12, and so Harley Holland had the inbound pass. He threw it to Gigi Romero at the top of the key, and she was just a few feet away from the timeline in the front court. So she threw it to Gigi and then took off to the basket. She was wide open, a little give and go, and she bobbles the ball, trying to get a hold of it. She travels. So Pojoaque now will inbound it with under 4 minutes to go. Still a 12-point ball game. Comes out over to Marissa Martinez. Tony Awino back into the ball game. It comes to Tony. Tony goes up for the shot. It's blocked, and we will have and that personal foul is going to go to Tara McDonald. That's her second. That is the 7th team foul, but it's a shooting foul. And Tony Awino with 17 points will shoot 2 free throws. Puts that one in, makes this an 11-point ball game, 44-33. And Awino, we have 3:48 remaining in regulation. And Alyssa Garcia is going to check back into the ball game. She's going to replace Kenya Macias. So makes it 44. Marley Holland trying to come down the right sideline, trying to get around Anissa Romero. Anissa Herrera steps on the sideline. So Awino, by the way, he made both free throws. It's a 10-point ball game right now, and Pojoaque can get this under double figures. And 3:45 to go. Anissa Herrera dribbling out on top. Going to get it now to Jasmine Valdez. Valdez back to Anissa. Inside to Tony Awino. Awino's just going to hand it off to Valdez. Valdez coming around the left side. And the Hilltoppers are not rebounding. Valdez came around the left side, got the handoff from Awino, and just went to the hole, missed it. But nobody going to the hole for Los Alamos, nobody rebounding. And so Annika Urosti pulls down the rebound, and she goes up. Now she'll shoot 2, has 2 points in the ball game. And right now she's 0 for 3 from the free throw line. If she misses the first 10-point ball game, 3:27 to go. And the Hilltoppers right now are playing not to lose, which is the worst thing you could possibly do. This one is also off. Rebound is going to come down to the Hilltoppers. They get it up to Gigi Romero. Romero will bring it up for Los Alamos. Goes through a double team. And so now they're going to go into the stall. So here they go, moving the ball around. Good ball movement by the Hilltoppers. With 3:05 to go. Alyssa Garcia picks up her dribble, gets it to Sofia Trujillo, almost stolen away. Now they're going to get it to Gigi Romero. Ray Romero wants a timeout. 2:56 remains. And Ray now has one timeout remaining and one full, and that's it. So 2:56 remains here in this fourth quarter. Hilltoppers clinging to a 10-point lead. When we come out of the timeout, they will have the ball out of bounds. Annika Yarosti, who had a big second half in the game back here last Friday, and she ended up did not score in the first quarter, and then put in 11 points in the second half, and she ended up being the high scorer for Pojoaque in that ball game. So, but she go to the line, missed them both. That was fortunate for Los Alamos. Tony Owino's having a big game. She has 19 points right now in this contest. So it's right now we're down to, let's see, 44-34, and let's see the clock. Well, they use the scoreboard for the timeout clock, but I think it's 2:38. I think I was close. 2:56. 2:56 is the time remaining. Hilltoppers with the ball, 10-point lead. Carly Holden, the last time they threw it in, boy, they had a beautiful play going. They brought it into Gigi at the top of the key, and then immediately Carly took off. She was wide open going to the basket. And here they go again. But this time, Pojoaque waiting for it. So they get it to Sofia Trujillo, picks up her dribble, has the ball knocked away from her. Loose ball picked up by Anissa Herrera. And a pass underneath to Owino. Owino steps up and lays it in. An 8-point ball game now as Owino with the 21 points in the contest, and it's an 8-point ball game as the Hilltoppers trying to run the clock, and they had the ball stolen, and Pojoaque double teaming every chance they get. 44-36, and so the Hilltoppers clinging to this lead, and for the last at least 6 minutes, they've been playing not to lose, and that's of course you do that, you're asking for trouble, and they're getting it right now. So the winner of this ball game will travel to Espanola tomorrow night to take on Espanola girls, and tomorrow night here at Griffith Gymnasium, the Hilltopper boys will face Pojoaque once again. So this is the third game for Los Alamos and Pojoaque, but which is not unusual in the district, but they just played last Friday. The boys played last Saturday, and so the girls play tonight each other, and then tomorrow it'll be the boys against each other once again. Derek Sanchez, the spark plug for Pojoaque. That's who the Hilltoppers are going to have to shut down tomorrow night. So we're ready to go. The Hilltoppers will inbound it with 2:35 to go in regulation. And going to come up the floor to Carly Holland. They almost overthrow her. Pass almost picked off by Anissa Herrera. Once again into the double team. And so right now, Ray Romero jumps up and he has to call his final timeout. So the Hilltoppers are getting double teamed, and they're dribbling into the double teams, and it's giving them a lot of problems. So Ray Romero jumps up, calls a timeout to keep the Hilltoppers from turning it over. But the Hilltoppers are going to have to they make these passes over to the sideline, or that one was right out at the coffin corner at the timeline. When you're up against the timeline on one side, the sideline on the other side, and then you have your double team by the defense. There's no place for you to go. And so Hilltoppers have got to avoid that kind of thing. But anyway, we'll see what Ray Romero comes up with. Like I say, they pushed the lead out to 12 after they had built up a pretty good lead, and Pojoaque cut it down to 4 in the third quarter. Hilltoppers pushed it back to 12 at the end of the quarter, and then came out with about 6 minutes to go and decided to start playing not to lose. So it's 2:26 to go here in the fourth period. Hilltoppers up by 8. They bring it into Carly Holland in the backcourt. Carly will bring it up for Los Alamos. She gets a screen. She gets a screen this time, and Carly goes down trying to get around the screen, and trying to keep her from getting around the screen was Jasmine Valdez, where she ends up leveling Carly. So that is the 5th team foul. And right now, Sophia Trujillo gets in a double team, is able to dribble out of it. Carly on the dribble, picks up her dribble, gets it out on top to Gigi Romero. And right now they need good, solid ball handlers. And Gigi Romero trying to get it over once again now to Abby Martinez. Emma Raven will come into the ballgame for Los Alamos and replace Alyssa Garcia. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go. It's an 8-point ballgame, and Pojoaque forces another turnover. So 18 fouls have been called on Los Alamos. The ball is knocked loose, comes right to Annika Uriosti, and they're trying to get it into Aquino. They do. Aquino just going to back in, lay it up, and in. So she backs in, and so right now she's cleaning up out there. 6-point ball game, and it's a minute and a half to go. Gigi Romero on the dribble, still on the dribble, gets to Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo in a double team, gets out of it, picks up her dribble over to Gigi Romero, over to Carly Holland on the right wing. Minute 15 to go. 6-point ball game. Carly gives it to Gigi. Romero on the dribble, picks up her dribble. She's in a double team, gets out to Sophia Trujillo. We're going to have a reach-in foul go this time, and that one's going to go to Anissa Herrera. That'll be her 3rd, and that is the 6th team foul. Hilltoppers will inbound it with 69 seconds to go in this ball game. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it right almost at midcourt. They'll hand the ball to Abby Martinez, who has checked into the ball game. She's going to get it to Carly in the backcourt, almost picked off that time. And now we're going to have a reach-in foul go to Anissa Herrera. And Anissa can't believe it. She's talking to the official right now and not yelling at him or anything, just talking to him, asking him, what did I do? That's her 4th personal. That is a 7th team foul. And that's going to put Carly Holland at the free throw line to shoot 1-and-1. Nobody on the lane for Los Alamos. So Carly shooting the 1-and-1. And Los Alamos, if he misses, she misses, we're giving her the rebound. But Carly, a good free throw shooter, she drops it in. She has 17 points, and she'll shoot one more. And back to a 7-point ball game with 65 seconds to go. So Carly ready for shot number 2. The 5'6" junior, good shooter, drops that one in. 18 points for Carly, 46-38. Anissa Herrera brings it across the timeline, gets a screen from Tony Owino, trying to get it into Tony. They do. Team Tony drops the ball, turns around, a little turnaround jumper, bounces around the rim and comes out. That was fortunate for Los Alamos. Hilltoppers down the floor, and they throw it away. Loose ball is picked up and quickly back down the floor to Pojoaque, and they had a 2-on-1 and the pass to Amaya Gonzalez as she heads to the basket for an easy layup, and they overthrow her. So the Hilltoppers threw it away, and Pojoaque wasted no time getting down to the other end of the court. We have 32 seconds remaining, and the Hilltoppers will inbound it. In the backcourt, pass up to Carly Holland. They overthrow her. And they're going to say that Carly trying to go for the ball, and also Amaya Gonzalez trying to go for the ball, and it goes off of Amaya out of bounds. Carly Holland wide open under the basket, and they get the pass to her from Abby Martinez, and Carly with 20 points now in this contest, and the Hilltoppers with 20 seconds to go are going to advance to the quarterfinals of this tournament. And the officials in the with 10 seconds to go, and looks like they're going to let them play as we come down to 5 seconds. Pojoaque wanting to shoot. They bring it inside to Aquino. Aquino puts it in at the buzzer. So Aquino had a big game today as she came up with 25 points in this contest. And for Los Alamos, the leading scorer was Carly Holland, who came up with 20 points. So the Hilltopper season, they go to 13-13 overall. And now they're, well, they're 2-6-1, I guess you'd say. Anyway, they ended up 2-6 in district, and so now in the post play, they are 1-0. And Pojoaque's season is done. They end up with 9-17. They lost their last 8 games, but you know, they played with a lot of heart, and I mean, every game, especially the last game here at Griffith Gymnasium, they came on strong, almost caught up with that one. Hilltop was able to pull away, and then today they cut it to a 4-point lead, and so anyway, so that will do it for Pojoaque. So their season comes to an end. Los Alamos will travel to Espanola tomorrow night, and I do believe that I think that ball game is going to start at 6 o'clock, I believe. But the Hilltopper boys will be here at Griffith Gymnasium at 6 o'clock, and we will be here to bring you that ball game. And hopefully we'll have another connector. And I hope you can hear me all right. I've been broadcasting over the cell phone. So anyway, the final score, let's see if I can quickly do some, 10 points for Abby Martinez, 8 points for, that's 10 points for Sofia Trujillo, 8 points for Abby Martinez, 7 points, Dalen Rodriguez, and let's see, did I miss here? Dalen Rodriguez with 3, Michelle Macias with 3, and Kenya Macias with 1, and then Carly Holland with 20. So that is the scoring for Los Alamos, and leading the way for Pojoaque was Tony Aquino, as she ended up with 25 points, and then the closest one to her was Anissa Herrera, who ended up with 7. And Pojoaque won. Okay, yeah, he just got 66. Oh, okay. Richard Garcia, my good buddy from Cadice, telling me that Pojoaque won the ball game, and that would be in Pojoaque against Moriarty, and that was like 66-41. So that's not a surprise. We expected Pojoaque to win that ball game. So Pojoaque comes here tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and they will take on the Hilltopper boys once again, and the Hilltopper girls will go to Espanola and take on a third place Espanola girls. So anyway, this is Gene Mortensen, and we ran into a technical problem as we had a connector break on us. So we had no choice but to just have me just broadcast right into the cell phone. So that'll do it as the Hilltoppers come away with the victory here tonight against Pojoaque and end Pojoaque season. But the Hilltoppers now will go to Espanola tomorrow night, and I believe that game is at 6 o'clock. But we'll be here at Griffith Gymnasium and bring you the ball game between the Pojoaque boys and the Los Alamos boys for the, let's see, this will be our fourth Pojoaque game in about 5 days. Yes. So anyway, so I hope you had a good President's Day, everybody. And you can have a good tomorrow and even better tomorrow. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin. But the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. I love you, sweetie pie. Love you lots. And I miss you. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody.